Following Germany's unconditional surrender, May 8, 1945, Allied forces established occupation zones pursuant to agreements reached at Yalta Conference, February 1945, and Potsdam Conference, July-August 1945, according to occupation zone delineation, zone assignments: Soviet Zone, Eastern Germany, British Zone, Northwestern Germany, French Zone, Southwestern Germany, American Zone, Southern Germany, Bavaria, SA, Northern Baden, Bremen Enclave, U.S. Army Europe Command Structure. According to organizational records, ESARAU, Air Commanded Occupation Forces Headquarters, Frankfurt's AM Main Commander, General Joseph T. October 1945, March 1947, then General Lucius D. Clay. Strength, December 1946, approximately 200,000 to 300,000 personnel reduction from 1.6 million May 1945. Mission, Security, Governance, Reconstruction Oversight, Bavaria Administration. Bavaria represented largest state in American Zone. According to administrative records, military government detachments stationed throughout Bavaria. Town-city level military government officers supervise German civilian administrators' functions, denazification, oversight, ration distribution, reconstruction coordination, public order, maintenance personnel composition. U.S. Occupation Forces, December 9, specialized personnel engineers, administrators, intelligence officers, and support units. According to service records, many personnel had combat experience in North Africa, Italy, France, Germany, campaigns, and faced extended deployment beyond war's end. German civilian population in American Zone faced severe hardship winter 1940-1947. According to OMGUS statistical reports, demographic impact war, male population deficit, approximately 5 to 6 million German males killed during war. Additional millions post-Soviet Union held approximately 2 million German post-1946. Population composition: disproportionately female, elderly, children, widows. Hundreds of thousands across American Zone alone housing situation. According to damage assessments, German housing stock destruction, approximately 20% completely destroyed. Additional percentage, severely damaged urban areas. Higher destruction rates, major cities 40 to 70%. Destruction in some areas, Bavaria. Relative lower destruction rates compared to heavily bombed Ruhr industrial region. Overcrowding, common for multiple families sharing remaining structures. Winter conditions, 1946 to 1947. Wintered 1946-1947 proved exceptionally harsh. According to meteorological records and occupation reports, severe cold, extended freezing temperatures, heating fuel shortages, coal production disrupted, distribution inadequate, mortality, increased death rates among elderly and malnourished populations, termed hunger winter in German historical accounts. Psychological impact. According to medical and social reports, German civilian population exhibited war trauma, loss of family members, uncertainty about future, and psychological adjustment to total defeat and occupation. Women particularly bore burden of survival, reconstruction, and family maintenance absent male relatives. The Allied occupation authorities established rationed food distribution system. According to OMGUS nutritional reports, ration categories. German civilians classified into categories determining calorie allocations. Category 1, heavy laborers, miners. Construction workers. Category 2, medium laborers. Category 3, light workers, office workers. Category cuarto, unknown workers, housewives, elderly, children under working age. Category V, dependents. Calorie allocations, December 1946. According to ration schedules, Category 1, 2,200-2,400 calories daily, highest allocation. Category 2, 1,550 to 1,850 calories daily. Category 3, 1,300 to 1,550 calories daily. Category 4, 1,000 to 1,300 calories daily. Non-workers, including many women. Minimum nutritional requirement. approximately 2,000 calories daily for adults. Distribution system, ration cards issued by military government offices, distribution through designated collection points, specific days for different categories. Military supervision of German civilian administrators, managing distribution. Ration contents. Typical rations consisted of bread, potatoes, limited flour, occasional margarine, fats scarce, sugar limited, meat rare and minimal quantities. Fresh produce, virtually absent winter months. According to recipient accounts documented in occupation studies, rations insufficient for adequate nutrition, particularly winter when caloric needs increased. Black market. Despite official ration system, extensive black market operated. According to occupation reports, cigarettes American brands served as de facto currency, bartering common jewelry, household items for food. Enforcement difficult due to scale of illegal economy. U.S. Army implemented fraternization ban immediately following occupation. According to policy directives, initial ban. General Dwight D. Eisenhower issued non-fraternization policy. May 1945, prohibited social interaction with German civilians beyond official duties. Rationale: maintain military discipline, prevent security breaches, avoid appearance of condoning Nazi regime. Enforcement: violation, subject to disciplinary action, including court-martial policy limitations. According to implementation reports, non-fraternization proved difficult to enforce. Extended occupation duration made total segregation impractical. Younger soldiers resented restrictions. German women wore widows. Young women comprised significant proportion of population, making interaction inevitable. Exceptions required for occupation administration functions. Policy modification, July 1945. First major modification, July 1945, allowed conversation with German children, limited interaction with adult civilians in public spaces, still prohibited romantic relationships, entering German homes, sharing meals, complete lift, December 1946. According to policy chronology, fraternization restrictions substantially lifted by late 1946. Permitted social interaction, relationships, marriage, authorized with command approval processing began 1946. Rationale: policy recognized as unenforceable and counterproductive to occupation goals. War bride program. U.S. military eventually facilitated marriages between American servicemen and German women. According to immigration records, thousands of German women immigrated to United States, 1946 to 1950s, as military spouses through War Brides Act, 1945 and subsequent legislation. U.S. military employed German civilians for various occupation support functions, according to employment records, labor categories. German civilian employment included construction workers, reconstruction projects, maintenance personnel, building upkeep, clerical workers, administrative support, translators, interpreters, domestic workers cleaning, cooking in military facilities. Compensation system. According to labor regulations 1946, 1947, Currency Compensation Limited, Reichsmarkenstable pre 1948 reform primary compensation, supplemental food rations, access to PX Goods Limited, housing access, some cases ration supplements, additional calorie allocations for workers, critical incentive given food scarcity. Employment process, application through military government offices, security screening, denazification review, assignment based on skills and needs, supervision by U.S. military personnel. Female employment. According to employment statistics, significant proportion German civilian employees were women due to male population deficit, widows requiring income, greater perceived security risk from employing former Wehrmacht personnel, working conditions. Documentary evidence indicates varied conditions. Some facilities maintained strict separation. Others developed informal relationships between American supervisors and German employees. Quality of treatment depended significantly on individual unit culture and commanding officers. Beyond official military government functions, various American relief organizations operated in occupied Germany. According to organizational records, organizations Active Care Cooperative for American Remittances to Europe, established 1945, delivered food packages. American Friends Service Committee Quakers, relief work, including food distribution, medical care, Catholic relief services operated through church networks, various military-sponsored charitable initiatives, relief office operations. According to operational reports, relief offices established in German towns provided supplemental food distribution, clothing distribution, donated items from United States, medical supplies, and coordination with military government for civilian needs. Person. Relief operations staffed by military personnel assigned coordination duties, civilian relief workers from United States, and German civilian employees assisting distribution. Impact. According to distribution records, relief operations supplemented inadequate official rations, particularly critical winter 1946-1947, when official rations fell below subsistence levels for many categories. American occupation personnel faced psychological challenges. According to medical and morale reports, extended deployment, combat veterans expected rapid return home following VV Day. According to demobilization records, point system determined discharge priority based on combat service, wounds, but occupation duty required retaining substantial forces, creating morale problems among personnel eager to return to United States. Occupation duty challenges. According to unit reports, occupation differed fundamentally from combat. Less clear mission compared to defeat of Germany. Bureaucratic, administrative work. Interaction with defeated enemy population, generating complex emotions, and boredom, punctuated by occasional incidents. Relationships with German civilians. Despite initial fraternization ban, according to documented accounts, many American personnel developed sympathy for German civilian suffering, particularly women and children. Some formed friendships or romantic relationships. Others maintained distance, viewing Germans as enemy. Moral complexity. According to psychological assessments and personal accounts preserved in archives, occupation personnel experienced moral complexity regarding their role simultaneously occupiers of defeated enemy, administrators attempting reconstruction, and individuals interacting with civilian population, including war, widows, and orphans. Spring 1947 brought gradual improvement in conditions. According to reconstruction reports, ruble clearance. Major effort involved clearing war damage. According to municipal records, Traumafrauen, ruble women, civilian women employed to clear debris, sort salvageable building materials, clear streets for traffic, were compensated through supplemental rations. Infrastructure restoration. According to engineering reports, reconstruction priorities included railway restoration critical for food, coal distribution, bridge reconstruction, utility restoration, water, electricity, gas were available, road repair, agricultural production. Spring 1947. Planting season, critical for food supply. According to agricultural reports, labor shortages, posts gradually returning. Equipment shortages, war destruction, requisitions, but increased production compared to 1946. Housing construction. According to construction statistics, housing reconstruction accelerated. Emergency housing, Beregstadt, repair of damaged structures, limited new construction materials. Scarce economic activity. According to economic reports, limited economic recovery, evidence spring 1947. Small businesses reopening. Increased production in permitted industries. Heavy industry remained under strict control, but currency instability continued limiting transactions. The European Recovery Program Marshall Plan, announced June 1947, transformed reconstruction approach according to program documentation. Announcement. Secretary of State George C. Marshall speech at Harvard University, June 5, 1947, proposed massive American economic assistance to rebuild European economies. Greaty. According to policy documents, economic recovery necessary to prevent political instability, counter Soviet influence Cold War context, and create stable trading partners for United States. German inclusion. Initial debate regarding whether defeated Germany should receive assistance. According to decision-making records, decision to include Germany initially, Western zones based on recognition that European recovery required German economic recovery, desired to integrate Germany into Western economic political structures. Implementation timeline. Economic Cooperation Act, Signed April 1948. Economic Cooperation Administration established. First Marshall Plan aid delivered Germany. 1948 program continued through 1952. Impact Germany. According to economic statistics, Marshall Plan assistance to Germany totaled approximately $1.4 billion 1948 to 1952. Funded industrial equipment, raw materials, food imports, infrastructure reconstruction, currency reform. June 1948. Critical prerequisite for economic recovery was currency reform. According to financial records, Deutschmark introduced June 20th, 1948. Western zones replaced worthless Reichsmark exchange rate. 10. Reichsmark igual a uno. The mark for most purposes, immediate effect. Restored functioning market economy. Ended black market dominance. Incentivized production. Berlin. Despite location within Soviet zone, divided into 4 occupation sectors: Soviet, American, British, French. According to occupation agreements, Western allies retained access to Berlin via designated air-ground corridors. Tensions. Cold War tensions escalated 1947 to 1948. According to diplomatic records, Soviet Union opposed Western policies including currency reform, feared German reconstruction strengthening Western position, and sought to force Western powers from Berlin. Blockade implementation. On June 24, 1948, Soviet military authorities closed land-water routes connecting Western zones to Berlin. According to action chronology, rail lines, halted highway routes, blocked canal traffic, stopped. Stated rationale. Technical difficulties, transparent pretext. Berlin situation. Western sectors of Berlin, American, British, French, contained approximately 2 million civilians. According to logistical assessments, city required approximately 4,000 to 5,000 tons, daily supplies, food, coal, other necessities to sustain population. Without land access, starvation, collapse appeared inevitable. Western options. According to contingency planning, withdraw from Berlin, abandon civilians, concede to Soviet pressure, force land access, military confrontation, risking war. Supply Berlin by air. Unprecedented logistical challenge decision. According to decision-making records, General Lucius D. Clay, military governor, American zone recommended airlift option. President Harry S. Truman approved. The Berlin airlift represented largest humanitarian airlift operation to that date. According to operational records, official designation, U.S. Air Force, Operation Vittles RAF, Operation Plainfare. Combined operation involved American and British Air Forces. Initial assessment. According to logistical planning, requirement was 4,000 to 5,000 tons daily supplies to sustain Berlin population. Initial capability, approximately 300 tons daily. June 1948. Aircraft. Deployment. According to operational records, aircraft types employed C-47, SK-3 Douglas DC-3, initial workhorse, 3-ton capacity, C-54, Skymaster Douglas DC-24, became primary aircraft. 10-ton capacity, longer-range RAF, primarily Avro York and Handley Page Hastings flight operations. According to operational statistics, Route 120, mile-wide, Air Corridor San Orthorn Central, southern connecting western zones to Berlin airports. Berlin Tempelhof, American sector, Gâteau British sector, Tegel French sector, built during airlift peak operations. Aircraft landing Berlin every 30 seconds 24 hour operations. Flight patterns, precisely timed, stacked altitudes, radio-controlled approaches. Cargo. According to manifests, transported supplies included food, flour, dehydrated potatoes, meat, fats, sugar, fuel, coal critical for heating, electricity, liquid fuels, other, medical supplies. Raw materials for industry. Statistics, June 1948. Manai, 1949. According to official records, total flights, approximately 278,000 total cargo, approximately 2.3 million tons daily average, eventually exceeded 5,000 tons. Personnel, approximately 200,000 Americans. British, Germans, involved aircrews. Ground support, construction, logistics. Casualties, according to casualty records, 101 fatalities during operation, 40 British, 31 American, 13 German civilians, accidents, crashes, ground incidents, danger primarily from weather conditions, aircraft mechanical failures, fatigue-intense operations, tempo, Soviet response. According to diplomatic records, Soviet Union did not interfere militarily, risking war. But harassment included searchlight tactics, radio jamming, mock fighter intercepts near corridors. The Berlin airlift transformed American image in Germany. According to historical assessments, psychological impact. According to contemporary accounts and post-event studies, Germans, particularly Berliners, viewed Americans as protectors rather than occupiers. Shift from defeated enemy to valued ally, demonstration of American commitment to German welfare. Contrast with Soviet actions, blockade versus airlift. Popular sentiment. According to opinion surveys and documentary evidence, German public opinion toward United States improved dramatically during airlift, previously viewed with mixture of resentment, occupation, gratitude, food aid, and uncertainty. Post-airlift, predominantly positive, foundation for long-term German-American alliance. Political impact. According to political analysis, airlift strengthened anti-communist sentiment, West Germany. Support for Western integration, foundation for eventual NATO membership, 1955. Legitimacy of separate West German state, Federal Republic, established May 1949. End of blockade. Soviet Union lifted blockade May 12, 1949 after 11 months. According to diplomatic assessments, reasons included airlift success, demonstrated blockade would not force Western withdrawal, economic, political costs to Soviet position, and desire to improve international standing. Continued flights. According to operational records, airlift flights continued beyond blockade end until September 1949 to build stockpiles, ensuring West Berlin could resist future blockade attempts. During and following airlift, U.S. military implemented programs facilitating German civilian emigration to United States. According to immigration records, Displaced Persons Act 1948, U.S. Congress passed Displaced Persons Act June 1948, permitting immigration of refugees from Eastern Europe. Some German civilians displaced by war and individuals sponsored by American citizens. Military sponsorship. According to immigration procedures, U.S. military personnel could sponsor German civilians for immigration through demonstrating financial capability to support providing housing arrangements, passing security screening, sponsor, and immigrant eligibility requirements. German applicants required security clearance, denazification, certification, medical examination, sponsoring United States, approved immigration visa, processing, according to administrative procedures, application through U.S. consular offices, Germany, background investigation, counterintelligence corps review, medical screening, documentation processing could take months, transportation arrangements typically shipped from German ports to United States. Statistics. Precise statistics on military German civilian immigration 1948 to 1950 vary among sources. According to immigration records, thousands of German women immigrated as military spouses or sponsored immigrants during immediate post-war period. The period 1945 to 1950 witnessed transformation from enemy to ally. According to historical analysis, phases 1945, 1946, punitive phase, initial occupation, focus on denazification, demilitarization, punishment, non-fraternization policy, limited reconstruction assistance. German population viewed primarily as defeated enemy 1947 to 1948. Transitional phase, Marshall Plan announced June 1947. Fraternization restrictions lifted, increased reconstruction assistance, shift toward viewing Germany as potential ally against Soviet Union. Cold War context, 1948 to 1949. Partnership phase, Berlin airlift, June 1948. May, crystallized partnership, currency reform, June 1948. Enabled economic recovery, Federal Republic of Germany, established May 1949. Foundation laid for NATO membership, European integration, factors enabling reconciliation. According to scholarly analyses, factors included Cold War, common enemy Soviet Union, created shared interests, Marshall Plan, economic recovery, reduced resentment, demonstrated American commitment to German welfare. Airlift, dramatic demonstration of support, contrasting American-Soviet approaches. Cultural factors, shared Western democratic traditions, once Nazi regime removed, generational change. Younger Germans, without direct Nazi involvement, became politically active. Comparison with post-W. According to comparative historical analysis, post-World War II reconciliation succeeded where post-WWI failed due to Marshall Plan economic support versus reparations demands, integration into Western institutions versus isolation, shared Cold War threat, and Allied policies emphasizing reconstruction over punishment. Long-term impact. According to historical assessment, Foundation established 1945 to 1950 enabled German economic miracle, Wirtschaftswunder, 1950s-1960s, NATO membership 1955, European integration founding EEC member 1957, and enduring German-American alliance continuing into 21st century. Personal relationships. While official policies and major events, Marshall Plan, Airlift drove macro-level reconciliation. According to social historians, individual relationships between occupation personnel and German civilians contributed to grassroots reconciliation. Documented patterns included marriages between American servicemen and German women, thousands of cases, friendships developed through civilian employment programs, and mutual recognition of shared humanity transcending wartime enmity. Conclusion. The period December 1946, June 1948 represented critical transition in U.S.-German relations. According to documentary evidence, combination of pragmatic recognition that European recovery required German recovery, Cold War, strategic imperatives, humanitarian impulses demonstrated through airlift and individual human connections between Americans and Germans, transformed relationship from enemy to ally within remarkably short period. The Berlin airlift particularly served as symbolic turning point. American aircraft that had bombed German cities now delivered food and coal to sustain German population against Soviet pressure.